Sup, y'all? Animebones here. About to talk to you about the greatest show of all time, Naruto Shippuden, Naruto. Alright, so I want to say what was the best between Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. I guess Naruto, but I'm gonna make this shit short. Naruto, not nowhere near them two. I'm definitely loving Naruto right now. If you guys ain't watching it, you guys better start watching it because I'm loving it right now. Fucking Kawaki, he's definitely becoming my fucking favorite character of the show. Naruto itself, even though when I see the fucking Naruto, I get hyped about every time. But Kawaki for the win. That nigga's cool. But Naruto, like I said, in the back. So now Naruto versus Naruto Shippuden. Now let's see. Now there's kind of a bit of a bias between it because one is me watching it when I'm like 7 and like 10 or some shit, and then the rest is probably me like being a teenager to like me almost being 18 when I think the show ended. So yeah, that's kind of where it's gonna fuck me up a bit in terms of judging the show because this is me like that's where my fucking head and heart and fucking feelings about shit was in two different places at the time. When I'm a kid, then I'm almost an adult, so my hypeness for certain shit changed and varied, especially because in Shippuden I read the manga, so I already knew what was happening. But I will say that the fights in Shippuden I think were definitely better. They were cooler, more thought out, strategically wise. Now some Dragon Ball Z shit, which is that shows a lot of animes do where they're like just be like, well I'm so angry, blah blah blah, I'm about to win. Or I'm just really stronger than you, so therefore I'm about to win. Like no, Naruto will definitely base shit off either hacks or fucking people planning shit out. Like the way Sasuke uses lightning against Deidara and like fucking Itachi versus fucking Sasuke, even though Itachi was whooping his ass all the time. But you know what I mean? Like they use way more strategic strategies than fucking and Shippuden, I believe. And Naruto they used it too, because you know you always have people like Shikamaru and stuff like that. But in the fucking Shippuden they're older, so I think the fights was better in part two. I think the comedy was better in part one for sure. I think the plot maybe was better in part one. Cause then part two, cause then yeah, part two does fuck up with Kaguya. I don't know. Then you can't say nothing about the filler, cause they both have 100 fucking fillers apiece. I don't know, but I will tell you guys though, me personally, I don't know what you guys feel, but me personally, I'm going with part one as the better show. I don't know, maybe because like I said, I was younger, but the hype moments in part one was just way better than the hype moments of part two. I mean, the hype moments of part one, Naruto versus Neji, like part two ain't had nothing that related to that fight. Like even though it wasn't the main fight of the whole show, that part because of course it was Naruto versus Sasuke. That fight meant so much to me because you know you just watching these niggas talk for an hour and have a fucking background stories that you got to keep fucking hearing and shit. Because you know you always got to hear 30 background stories for every fight in Naruto. But it's like when you just because when you watch it, you're like yo ain't no like you're like Naruto's gonna win because he's the main character. But at the same time you watch them, man, ain't no way this ain't gonna win because Neji was just way above him. Like he was outclassing Naruto. But then at the end when you see him triumph and fucking uppercut him, bro, like as a kid, I'm standing up like I'm watching like Saturday night boxing or something. I'm really just sitting there like just looking like I had money on the line. Like that shit had me so hyped. Nothing in Shippuden have me hyped as that. Like nothing. There's not one part in Shippuden that was that hype as Naruto versus Neji. Nah, it's like not including the Naruto versus Sasuke fight when they're older. Like in terms of like a different fight that wasn't the Naruto versus Sasuke fight in Shippuden. Nothing was on Naruto versus Neji level. I think the pain fight was probably on Gaara versus Naruto level of part one. That's like the hype moments in Naruto was in school, and then another thing is that in Shippuden it did the Dragon Ball Z shit. Now I'll say the Dragon Ball Z shit where like when you had Dragon Ball, every person of the cast was like sufficient. Like they was all strong to their own extent. Even fucking Yamcha. But then when you got the Dragon Ball Z, it's like all right, Goku and Vegeta, all right, Gohan, like you know what I mean, just straight Super Saiyans and shit. Just like in Naruto, it's like all right, Naruto, Sasuke, okay, now we're gonna add Killer B and stuff like that, and the Hokages and the Reikages and stuff like that. But now them old people that you used to fuck with, they don't mean shit. Like Neji, like you knew Neji was strong, but he didn't do shit in Shippuden but fucking die. And fucking come on, man. We know Rock Lee was a problem, but he wasn't shit in fucking Shippuden. So that's my point. That shit's kind of ass because you grown to love these characters in part one. Just to see in part two, these niggas suck. So that's kind of ass. But Naruto, better comedy, better fucking hype moments. I got Naruto. What do you guys got? You probably have Naruto like me because that's where it all started. I mean, Yeah, you gotta have Naruto. Sasuke was cool. Now part two has my favorite person in it, which is Itachi, and you get to learn more about him. And I don't even. I wish I could know whether or not I liked Itachi the first time I met him, because I think he was a bad guy, but I don't know if I was like. Because Itachi was cool as hell, especially with these long ass lines in his face. Like, who has that? I mean, Itachi was a cool nigga. But I got part one. What you guys think? Who you guys got? You guys got part one. You guys got part two. Hey, maybe you guys might be weird and got Boruto. But that's cool because Boruto's didn't kind of fire. I ain't gonna lie. This show and a manga. If you take anything from this video, also watch Boruto, like the last 15 episodes. That's all canon. All the other shit's filler. Check it out, please. I'm telling you, Boruto is lit. But I'll see you guys next time. Animebones here. Animebones99 IG. Comment, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Boruto's pretty good.